Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. I wanted to go over some details about our new washdown system. We've had a few different versions of this in the past that we've been working on for years, and here you can kind of see the newest one operating. Let's go over a little bit about what the problem is. The problem is that these machines make a ton of chips. They get kind of sprayed in every direction and they pile up in all of the corners, and they don't naturally make their way to the exit of the machine just because they build up and there's not enough spray to move them. Here you can see a big pile of steel chips and it's just not making it to the exit. So the result of that is just a lot of manual labor. You know, you got to shovel this stuff out, you got to broom it out, you got to spray it down with the hose. So here is our solution. It kind of is supposed to automate that washing, with your hands, and it kind of just does it all automatically. But let's start from the top.
Hi everyone, here we are at the back of our 2019 Haas VF2. I just wanted to go over a little bit of the plumbing and kind of show where it all starts. Down here we have our Haas factory flood coolant pump. This pushes 12 gallons per minute at 30 psi. From there it heads on up to the Haas factory filter housing. This is a pretty basic filter that comes standard, and it's just a convenient place to connect NPT fittings for a few different systems. All the outlets from that are factory original, with the exception of our new leg down here on the lower left. From there it comes on over to our control box. In the control box we have a one-way valve. This is to prevent backflow from gravity when the system is turned off. We also have a on-off valve in the event that you want to service it or it's just not needed at the moment. And then from there the outlet goes directly to the input of our valve body. So let's talk a little bit more about what this does.
This mounts to the wall with magnets out of convenience, and here you can see 12 volts coming in and 12 volts coming out, a momentary on-off switch with a LED indicator. Here is a way to bypass that switch using pressure of the coolant. So it is adjustable, but you shouldn't ever need to adjust it. It basically can tell when the coolant is on or off from the pump, and then it uses that to control whether this geared 12 volt DC motor is on or off. And that motor spins continuously, and it uses this Geneva drive mechanism to control the flow. So here you can kind of see what those outlets are. They go to these lock line nozzles that are adjustable. That we've been pretty happy with those. This assembly also has magnetic feet. You can see the one inlet in the back and the wire coming in. Just showing here a little bit of the process that we use to cut this hose should you need to shorten it. We do include the hose now where we previously didn't. Just showing the way how we cut it with the razor blade. The stuff we include is not cheap, I will say, but it doesn't degrade like the other rubbers made in America. Here you can see just the way how we kind of attach the hoses. We include some hose clamps. We prefer this pinch type, but if you don't have the right tool, then a regular hose clamp with just a Phillips head or a flathead will work just fine as well. So we have this new plastic enclosure that we've been using and been pretty happy with this so far. Here we can see the way how our machine moves in the full Z travel. Right now it's at 50% rapid, going from the bottom to all the way to the top. So this is kind of the way we thought was going to be the easiest to route it.
We're up here on the VF2, and I wanted to show a little bit of how we routed this hose here. And I guess I'll start by saying that all previous versions of this didn't have the adjustable nozzles. So if you look back at any of our old videos, you would see that instead of having this inside the machine, this was mounted on the roof, and it involved a lot more hose routing down to these nozzles, which worked well, but we wanted to make it more, I guess we just wanted to make it easier to install and more universal. So now that we're mounting this inside of the machine instead of out, we had to come up with a new way of only routing one hose to this location. So this is what we came up with, and it works great. I don't want to change it because it works, but we still had to add a hole. We had to add this printed part to kind of align it. So it works. but I have a better way that I think I would recommend for any new VF installations. So I'll go inside the machine here and show you, I think, a cleaner way to route it where you don't have to deal with all of this moving hardware up here. If I were to redo this installation, I probably wouldn't have it go up through the ceiling just because of the complexity, and I would probably have it come right here. I would have it go through a 90, which we already include a few of these, and then I would go into some hose and go just directly. I guess I would also put a ball valve somewhere in there and go directly to this 3/8 NPT plugged hole right here. It just seems like a quicker connection from there to there than to go from here all the way over the machine.
We're also going to show here, coming up soon in a future video, how we installed this on our Doosan Lynx mill turn lathe, as well as our Haas UMC 500. So that's it for this one, but thank you for everyone sticking around to the end of the video. Would love to hear people's thoughts in the comments section. Check out the website, and thanks again. See you on the next one.